chasing created things rather than the creator. Write that down. Chasing created things rather than the creator. That's one thing a wasted life might look like. Chasing created things rather than the creator. First thing. Being motivated by what I can achieve on this earth, brackets, possessions and stuff. Possessions and stuff. That's what a wasted life might look like. 1. Chasing created things rather than the creator. Being motivated by what I can achieve on this earth, brackets, possessions and stuff. I want you to imagine your room as you sit down right now. Imagine your room, if you have a room, lucky enough to have a single room, great. If you show up your brother, hope we're praying for you, you can get your own room soon. Well, kind of you're 19, you should have your own room. But anyways, I want you to think about your room, think about your stuff. What did you leave before you came here? What did you leave? And I want you to imagine a guy walking into your room right now, a random guy walks into your room and starts touching your stuff. Just touching your stuff. You're sat here right now, he's just there touching your stuff, he's grabbing your pen, he's like rubbing his head on your pillow. What are you thinking? You're thinking, you better get out of my room, is what you're thinking, right? When we chase God's stuff rather than Him, we're like that crazy guy running around touching God, and you're thinking, what are you doing? You're chasing my things, but you don't know who I am. You don't know where it comes from, you don't know what it means, you're just touching things. You don't know, I mean, there's a guy touching some pen, he doesn't know what it means to you, just touching it, he just thinks it's just a pen. But to you, you know what it means. The same as God, when He creates things that mean so much, meant for X, Y, and Z, and we just touch it. And we're so fascinated by the stuff, but we don't know about Him, so we end up just playing games. In Psalm 73:25, David speaks, he says, whom I have in heaven but you, and on earth nothing I desire. There's nothing I desire besides you, right? He says, in heaven I look for you, on earth I look for you. You are literally all I look for. Job 1:21. Job says, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. You will not get to take anything you have on this earth with you, unfortunately. So being motivated by possessions and stuff is a big, big shame. And that's two things a wasted life looks like. A life mastered by what I call the Trinity of evil is a wasted life. What does that mean? A life mastered by the Trinity of evil is what a wasted life means. Let's open to 1 John 2:15-17. 1 John 2:15-17. From Casey, you've heard this before. I will try to try and make it sound different, but it's the same thing. 1 John 2:15-17 says, do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in them. For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life comes not from the Father, but from the world. And the world and its desires are passing away. So a wasted life, a life that would amount to nothing, even after focus, after all your countless jobs and exploits, would look like a life mastered by the Trinity of evil. You love the world, everything in it. You are mastered by the lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. If you are mastered by those three things, it's a wasted life you're living, bro. Sis, your life will be nice, but at the end of it, it won't count. It will be a wasted life, a spoiled ballot. Nothing you can do with that life. It means nothing on this earth if it's mastered by those three things. The world is very, very attractive. They will not offer us what we really desire. It's a trick. It's an illusion. It's an attempt to confuse you. It's sleight of hand. This passage is addressed to believers, right? People who believe in God. It's not addressed to random people. If I tell a random guy, don't love the world, you'll just be confused, you'll be perplexed. I love the world. But to you, the believer, in this passage, we learn not to love the world, and that a wasted life would look like these three things mastering us. That's what a wasted life would look like. I want you in the corner of your note to write God, me, and others. Write God, me, and others. God, me, and others. A wasted life driven by the lust of the flesh. The lust of the flesh, defined is very simple. It's the cravings of our fallen nature. Sexual immorality, impurity, revenge, anger. Right? If Christ's likeness is loving your neighbor as much as you, then fleshliness, in some senses, is to love yourself more than you love your neighbor. Self-centeredness. That's lust of the flesh. A life mastered by these things, these id-driven desires, is a wasted life. If your life is lived based simply on pleasing what you naturally feel, you've wasted your life. You've wasted your life. I heard of a great example about, anyone listens to the radio? A couple of us still left, yeah? Well, I drive, I can't watch TV legally, so I just listen to the radio. And I gave an example one time of how, and it's funny because it's a, we know the world has nothing to offer us. I remember being in a car driving, and I was listening to the radio and something was playing, I don't know, some song or something like of that nature. I think it was BBC Radio 2 or something like that. And there's an interruption, and it says breaking news, and it's about a celebrity named Kim Kardashian. She's basically a celebrity that, you guys know her? do you know her?
Yeah.
Why?
I know of her.
Hello, yeah. Kim Kardashian, they break and they interrupt the broadcast, for example, and in my car I'm thinking, what? Oh, I don't care about Kim. This world is twisted. It's a dirty world. I'm watching, you know, I mean, if you know her, you know what it's going to be about, right? She doesn't start a new charity, you know. So I was there thinking, this is dirty world. They've interrupted my broadcast with this news of Kim Kardashian. I don't need the world. Get away, world. So the next thought was, I wonder what the breaking news is. So the example goes, you sit there, you listen to it, you go, they might need me to pray for them, or, you know, it might interest me still. So even though in your heart there's this, I hate it, part of you seeks to, just wants to consume even a bit of it. Another example was given of a man in a park. If you saw two people making out in a park, what do you think of a man who pulls out a chair and sits to watch them? What if they told the man, it's okay, it's all right, we do this all the time. Like, we don't mind people watching us. What do you think of that man sitting down and watching it? It's wrong, right? It's a bit weird. But the minute it's in our house, it's on the screen, suddenly fine. The output of a life driven by lust of the flesh, what you naturally crave, is misery, pain, and torment. That's it. Hence why it's a wasted life. Because at the end, all you get is misery, pain, and torment. Think again, God, me, and others. So, wasted life is driven by lust of the eyes. Lust of the eyes are things that we see. Again, our fallen nature loves greed, envy, jealousy, right? Sin is really attractive in our lives because it looks good. I mean, that's the point of it. Sin looks good. That's why people fall. It looks good. It promises you something that you so desperately, quote unquote, want, and thus you fall because it looks so good. It's painted so clean. It's so efficient. And it's so gripping, and you go to it. But guess what? A life mastered by the lust of the eyes, again, is a wasted life. A great quote, watching a sermon once, David Wells says, worldliness is whatever makes sin look normal and righteousness look strange. Worldliness is whatever makes sin look normal and righteousness look strange. Things we see mastering us being controlled, slaves to things we see, again amounts to what? A wasted life. I did a degree in philosophy. It's not Aristotle, Freud, New Atheism, Nietzsche. It's not them, but throwing our belief system. Why? Because most of you don't know anything about them. It's the stuff we flick through on TV every day, stuff we listen to, that makes worldliness look so normal and righteousness so strange. Hearing this, it just perplexed me to thinking, this is true. It's true that Christians today find righteousness strange. A man who's righteous, he stands out. You go, this is weird. Amongst Christians, he stands out. Something's wrong. Again, think God, me, and other. A wasted life is driven by possessions, or the pride of life, as it were. Chasing just stuff. How can I get more stuff? How can I get more stuff? I want more stuff. I just want to build up an army, a collection of stuff. Even though everything you have now is the stuff of future eBay sales or giving it to friends. But somehow, in the moment, you are driven strictly by the desire of that stuff. A life mastered by the desire of stuff is, again, a wasted life. Think about God, me, and others again. If you add together lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, and the pride of life, you will have a wasted life. If you think God put you on this planet so that you can be driven by what you naturally feel, what you see and position, you've made a massive mistake, because you would have wasted your life and it would have amounted to nothing. So in your funeral, people will cry, but your life won't mean anything. To do what you feel, chase what you naturally feel, to get as much as you can and store it all up, amounts to waste. Here's the truth. You're born, you live, and you die. These are three things. Write it down. You're born, you live, and you die. These are three things that I can promise you it's true. I'm not a betting man, but listen, if you want to go, if you want anything, I want to bet, I want to gamble on one thing. You live, so you're born, you live, and you die. Three truths guaranteed. And guess what happens when you die? Heaven and hell follow. So after you die, you will be judged. I'm sorry if it offends, I guess, postmodern sensibilities, but heaven and hell will follow your death. So you will either go to heaven and spend eternity with God and Christ and the Holy Spirit, you'll dance around and sing songs with the ukulele, or you will go to hell. You will go to hell. These are two things that happen after you die. And I see in the world an attempt to erase these realities. The idea that somehow we can live forever, or we won't die, but we'll be in some new, all these theories. But three truths you can be sure of is you will be born, you will live, and you will die. So you waste your life if you don't sync it with God's purposes for your life. Why? Because you did not create yourself. So you cannot tell yourself why you were born. Didn't choose your height, didn't choose your mum and dad. Therefore, you cannot tell yourself why. People always use an example. If a phone is broken, you have to take it back to the manufacturer because the manufacturer made it, so he knows how it was created. True, but the example fails simply because you can learn how a phone's put together, can't you? You can learn it and put it together. However, you can't find out why unless you go to the creator, right? So if you want to find out why, not how, any medicine student can tell you how you were conceived, but in terms of why you were made, your ubiquitous, unique purpose, you cannot find out in yourself. Looking in your heart, you can't find it. Looking to be mastered by these three different things that feel so good will not amount to anything. It will feel good for the moment, but ultimately your life would have been wasted. Wasted. On the floor, useless. Remember playing that game, what was it? Oh, some driving game, and when you crash, it says wasted. That's what your life will be. Burn out. GT, I don't know. It says wasted, and that's it. The game just goes black. Done. Sorry, you can waste it. You must understand and keep it in your heart so deeply why He put you on this planet. I know we're in Wales and you're thinking about Wales, this room, but this planet is huge. And God placed you on here, you personally. He didn't create a batch and just check it out. No, He created you personally, put you on this earth, and only He can tell you why. It's your feelings. And your desires, not what looks good. If you listen to rap enough, you'll think life is about getting stuff. stuff that the Bible says moths will eat, stuff you can't take with you to heaven. If you watch The Apprentice or all these kind of shows, you'll think life's about winning. I've got to win. I've got to win. I've got to be the top dog. I've got to, again, win what? God made us for his glory. Write that down. The first thing. God made you for his glory, to put him on display by the way you think, the way you feel. The very nature of your being, once redeemed, is meant to give God glory. What does this? What does it mean to give God glory? I always say it's simply to describe who he is. A God so great, so big, so wonderful, so powerful. God made angels out of metals, precious metal, onyx and gold, so on and so forth. But you, God makes you out of dirt. Have you ever wondered why God makes you out of dirt? Why? Why dirt? Why not gold or silver? If you can spend expensive jewels, as it were, on angels, what about us? Why are we fashioned from dirt? Think about one thing. I think about God making angels. He makes one, he makes another one. The one that was made second goes, that's nice. God, you're great. God makes another angel. Another angel goes, oh, that's nice. You're great. And you don't think God is good. God is a good God. He's really good at designing stuff. And then God just gets on his knees and he starts to scrape up some dirt. Everyone goes, what's he doing? Come on, man. What are you doing? And the angels start tapping each other. Look at this. Picking dirt up. What's he doing? The most lowly, useless. I mean, how many? You tell them dirt every day. Useless. Picks it up. And out of that dirt, he fashions his own image and likeness. The angels go, whoa! What? From dirt, God brings himself out. He gets so much glory from that. They start clapping, they start cheering. Makes no sense how he would pick up dirt, so useless, so you could find it anywhere. And through that dirt, God, I mean, if you're not wild, you don't know how big God is. For him to bring himself out of dirt, he gets so much glory from that. He created you. Again, even your creation gave him glory. Thus, your life on this earth, same, is meant to give him a glory. Meant to make the angels go, oh, this is unbelievable. These guys, they're in sin, but somehow they just make out. And they think much of God. Isaiah 43:7. It says, everyone who is called by my name, for whom I have created, for my glory, whom I formed and made. Glory. Glory. He makes us for his glory. First Corinthians 10:31. I don't think I have that down. It speaks, it says, anything you do, it says, eat, drink, whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. Because again, God gets glory from your very eating. 1 Corinthians 6:19-20. 1 Corinthians 6:19-20. Says, don't you know your bodies are a temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought with a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies. You are not yours no longer. Even in death, we give God glory. Philippians 1:20. I eagerly expect, hope, that I will find in no way be ashamed of the gospel, but will have sufficient courage, so that now, as always, Christ will be exalted even in my body, whether by life or by death. Famous lines: for me to live and to die. It's all over the Bible. Your life, you are here, you are put on this planet to give him glory, to make him look magnificent, to make him look just awesome. When you are redeemed, when you are brought forth into him, you give him much glory. If you don't understand that, you waste your life. If that doesn't give him glory, the very purpose you are being created for, you don't use it. We use it all the time. An umbrella is a great walking stick. That's not what it's created to do.
Come on now.
It's not. It's simply not. You waste your life if you don't live according to this knowledge that you were created to give him glory. And in the end, you lose your life, don't you? Second, you need for joy. Joy in him. Write down joy in him. Joy in him. John 15:11, very quickly, just these things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be with you, and that your joy may be full. We are wired. We're hardwired to want to feel happy. We all want to be happy. Just want to be happy. We want to feel complete. And that hunger you have will never, ever go away. Let me just tell you that now as a little gift to you from Focus. Wrap it in a bowl. That desire and hunger you have for happiness, for something more, it will never go away. Why? Because you are wired to be like that. That's why you are put on this planet. You were put on this planet hungry such that you would desire to be full. And guess who would fill you up? Him. You are desired to have joy. So you were created to have joy in Him. He is meant to be desired above everything, anything. Because as I always say, He's the giver, and He's also the gift. We're meant to be full of Him. Now we learn at the start that God desires His glory. He wants to be glorified. And He wants us to be satisfied. So God looks so glorified when we want Him more than anything else this earth has to offer. When we learn that ultimate satisfaction comes in Him, He gets ultimate glory and we get ultimate satisfaction. So we are meant to enjoy the things of the world. They are meant to lead us into something deeper. That scripture we read, eat, drink, 1 Corinthians 10:31. You don't need to be a believer to eat and enjoy eating, right? Nor do you need to be a believer to drink and enjoy drinking. Fun things. For the unbeliever, drinking, eating ends there. They eat, it's nice, and that's it. But for you who knows God, who knows Jesus Christ, eating fills you up. But it's a springboard for greater joy in Him. So you eat and you go, this is nice. You made this, God. Oh wow. You desire even more. It's a nice drink. What nice flavor mix. Is it new? Who made it? God. Oh wow. You desire even more. Because the drink won't fill you up. Why? Could you get thirsty again? No? With Him, fills you up. Fully. Made to have joy in Him. Three big reasons. The third and final reason you exist is that you would love other people. That you would do them good. You'd include them in everything you experienced. When that thing happens, when those two things meet, God's desire to be glorified, your desire to be satisfied, and they meet each other in the middle, people look at it and go, that makes no sense. So they're drawn to that. And thus you include them. And that's what it is. That's all life is, just include people in that. And more and more people get satisfied. More and more people get full up. There's a big tussle that exists in the world, which is doing good things and doing God things. So some people I know give their lives to good causes. Listen, there's some people who aren't saved who would make you feel like a terrible person. They live in Cambodia on £10 a month and they're just literally helping those who are sick, those who are poor. They literally just thought, I don't care about stuff. I'm going to put everything I have on hold, move to South Africa and just literally pour out my life for other people. Amazing, right? Amazing. I used to be, I've changed now, but I used to just watch all these missionaries and I'm thinking, how is it that they would leave London, the UK, the comfort of red, green, yellow? You guys don't understand how amazing that is until you go to somewhere that doesn't have traffic light. You'd be like, wow, so much order here. They would leave all that to go somewhere. They don't know anyone. Just out of the goodness of their heart. It's a shame. Because if they don't know Jesus Christ, guess where they're going? Yes. How can that be? Doing good things. It seems so cruel, doesn't it? The someone who would pour their lives out for other people, who would literally lay down themselves, quote unquote, and go to this ends of the earth and just pour themselves out, would end up in hell. It makes no sense. But you must understand this, and if this is the one thing you take away, let it be so. God cares about suffering, especially eternal ones. God cares about suffering, especially eternal ones. And as Christians, we are also to care about suffering. We should try to alleviate pain in the world. You should care when someone says they have hay fever, when someone says they have cancer. It should make you feel, if someone drops something on the floor in the street, you should kind of be like, what's going on? You should care. You should care about all levels of suffering. But the worst type of suffering is what? The eternal one. That's the one that happens when you end up in hell. There was a heaven and there was a hell. If you fill someone's belly with food and you have no care where they're going after, you hate them. You do not love them. Because what's the use in being full and ending up in hell? Makes no sense. Now, I don't mean you've got to save people because it's not down to you. And of course, you can't be the one who comes back, so it's not about you. But if your heart isn't aimed at their salvation, if you don't care, there's nothing in you that goes, I want people saved, and you don't love people. Sounds so cruel and harsh, but it's the truth. It's the truth. It makes no sense to lay your life down sacrificially for others such that they might end up in hell anyways. I was watching a video about a man who had his eye, he was healed in church, and he could see. And the pastor was like, who cares if he's going to hell? Well, see for a couple of, 8 years and spend eternity in hell. Probably wish he was blind. The three big purposes, I believe, with my whole heart, as to why we were put on this planet, alongside lots of other animals and plants and all these great things, there's one that God would get glory. Your life is meant to give him glory. Everything you do is meant to make him look amazing. How would he fashion himself out of you, sinful, broken, terrible as we are in our natural flesh? How would he draw himself out of us? What a great God. When you live your life with this view, you give God ultimate glory. When you seek to be satisfied in him, to be full, so full that people offer you things and it's like, no, I'm fine. I don't need what the world has to offer me. When you do that, God gets glory. Guess what? You're also satisfied in him. So you don't eat what the world has to offer you. When you do this, other people look at you and you look crazy to them. Why aren't you driven by what I'm driven by? Why aren't you chasing what I'm chasing? Why is it that your life is a mess but you have joy? Why is it that you've got pain in your life but somehow you're still happy? Why is it that when you narrate your situation to me, it seems as though you should be crying, weeping even? But somehow you're dancing, you're the life of the party. Everyone goes, what's going on here? And they're drawn to you. And if you ever want to love people, that is the greatest way you will ever love them. It's to speak to them about Jesus Christ. To live your life such that it puts God on display. That God's glorification would be met by our desire to be satisfied, and the output is that more people would join the process. I tried so hard to come up with this sermon. Like you would think I just read this off. When I say I struggled, because initially I just wanted to speak directly to issues, i.e., that limbo feeling you feel when you've graduated, because that's what kind of typifies the transitional stage of life. I want to speak about, the idea when you've got a job and you're not satisfied. I want to speak about all these different things. It's like trying to attack me. The devil's a liar. No, preach the gospel. Sorry. This feeling that you have when you've got a job but you're not satisfied. I want to speak to these issues. These are three things. Write down, you're born, you live, and you die. These are three things that I can promise you is true. Listen, you must understand one thing. Fishes aren't stupid, right? If you put a hook in the sea, you put a bait at the end, and a fish sees his brother get killed by going to eat it, he learns that's a bad thing to do. So he's not stupid. He goes, okay, well, that's a bad thing. But the reason fishes get caught is that they think, hey, maybe I can just eat around the outside, and I won't get caught, and then boom, they get caught. It's in their own wisdom, their own intellect. That's where they get caught. So when I read these different things out, pride of life, you might go, that's bad, but just a bit is okay for me. No, you'll get caught. And guess what? Your life will be a waste. You might go, hey, I get lost of the flesh, it's bad, but I'll just do a bit. No, you'll get caught, and again, your life will be a waste. I don't want to be like rich, like mega rich and stuff, but I want stuff so I can look down at the people. No, you'll get caught, and your life will be a waste. And your £140 if you paid also would have been a waste. I believe God tells us this thing not because he's some God that just likes laws and just likes to keep us in the box and he's just a really mean and boring guy. I think he tells us because he's after our joy. He knows these things the world offers won't satisfy us. As a life's purpose, if you're giving yourself over to doing what feels natural, you would have wasted your life. And instead, seek his glory. Chase it so violently that those around you would be like, what are you doing? Chasing God. I just want to give you glory of my life. The job applications I'll make will be driven by which one gives God most glory. Who I speak to will be given will be marked by which one gives God the most glory. So violently pursuing God's glory. You do that, he'll fill your cup till overflow. And these things are crazy when you see them happen. It sounds like such a nice little fill my cup. But if God said fill your cup and your heart be so full of him, people would look at you and be like, what? You're not from here. You're different. Your head's a lot. I've never met someone like, different. And you would feel no need for the stuff they rub in your face. The stuff that you can't have. And other people will join in the process. We're going to hear lots of things this week. Lots and lots of things, all speaking about lots of different parts of purpose. And I implore you even to get involved, get stuck in. Someone said before, you get in what you get out. So you get out what you put in, right? How much you care, how much you put in is what you'll get out. I want you to remember an enduring message, which is that everything you're going to learn this week is targeted at you not wasting your life. Ultimately, you not wasting your life. Now, guess what? It's advice. Of course it's advice. I can't walk around next to you going, don't do that, do that. I can't do that forever. However, the advice that's going to be given from this pulpit and discussions, you look at them with one vision, which is, will this help me not waste my life? If it will, put it in your pouch, put it in your pocket. It's a lesson for life. So important. So important. I can't tell you how. I feel like my mom, it's when your mom nags and she's like, make sure you wash under your armpits, you're like, whatever. And you get to university and you clock how deep that was. Because it's true. My mom used to say one thing to me every time I was supposed to speak on the moon. I'd be like, Mom, she's like, have a breath. And I'd be like, whoa, that's rude, type of thing. She was saving me. So what happened? I go to my friends, what's up, guys? And they'd be like, and when I leave, they'd be like, wow, that guy. Because he was telling me the truth. And the truth always has this kind of anticlimactic thing. You say it's like Jesus sometimes, these parables are, I laugh at it sometimes, especially when you get the parable of the sower. Or the soils, rather. The first one in Luke. And I always go to myself, it's not that deep, if you think about it. If seed lands on hard ground, it won't. If seed lands on fertile, then it'll grow. Come on. Before you read that, did you not know that if you put seed on the concrete, right? If you take seed, you put it on concrete, and you expect it to grow, what will happen? It'll grow, right? It's such a simple thing. But it says it, and everyone's like, ooh. I'm thinking, I don't get it. Simple truths. The issue is people don't believe it. And that's the issue with what I'm saying. It's like, I don't believe it. I want to be wowed with some Greek. But they don't believe these simple truths. The truth is, if you believe the parable of the soils, you would never, your biggest prayer coming to church anytime would be, God, soften my heart, make my heart fertile. But we don't pray that prayer. We come with preconceptions. What does a preconceptions mean coming to God? A hardened heart. It's literally, I always give the example like walking on Oxford Road, which is a street in Manchester, having seen them pointing on the ground and going, oh God, send your harvest, come again? No, bro. That seed will mean nothing. It's useless. Just playing games. But if you just believe that parable, if you should believe just one word from God, if you should believe it, hold it in your heart, meditate on it day and night, the change you see, you would look in the mirror, you would not recognize yourself. If you should just believe, just believe, just believe. Don't waste your life. I will not waste my life chasing things that don't matter. I will not waste my life. If you should believe just that one thing, just that, everything would change. Everything. You would look different to you, everyone would look at you and go, what's going on? And it's all because you believe just one thing. They go to seminary, they go to Bible, you just believe just one thing. I will not waste my life chasing things this world has to offer me. I would instead violently chase God's glory, seek to be satisfied in Him, and try as much as my body will carry me to love others. If those three things would be marks for your life, you've got a chance. If instead you fall, even though you have been warned to these devices, these things that look so good, it looks so good, it looks so good, but it's so useless. Do not fall for it. Let's pray. Father, Lord. Lord, we are so desperate, God, for your voice this week. I can't even put it into words. We desperately don't want this to be a wasted week, God. We don't want this to be a wasted week. We are so desperately seeking a word from you, God. We don't need to be wowed or tricked or metaphor. We just need a word from you that we can believe, that would mark how we live our lives. Or whether it would give us direction. That would help us not to be looking, even as we pray, that would help us not to look around, to be focused on this. God, just give me one word, just one word. One word, help me to believe it. Pray for this thing. One thing I felt God lay up so strong in my heart, which we pray about in the leaders' meetings, is preconceptions. And I think preconceptions, try me, believe in me, have faith in me, and see what will happen. So that's what we're going to say. Just believe it. Just believe it. Believe it. Just believe us. Just believe it. Believe it. Rest of that part of your heart and say, no, it's probably just a trick. No, don't listen to that. That part saying, I'm going to go back the same anyway, so I'm not going to change. Like, nothing's going to happen. Don't listen to that voice.
I just wanted more clarity on the concept of hell. It's kind of like, obviously you brought it up and stuff, and there's a lot of like confusion about what hell actually is, and like there's like you get people saying, oh, hell is just used to like coerce people into being Christian and things like that. So yeah, I just wanted to ask that.
I never ever believed that fear of hell gets you into heaven. Never have I believed that, because heaven isn't a place, I always say it, for good people, but for people who love God. Heaven and earth, or hell, isn't a place for bad people. It's for people who don't want Jesus Christ, who don't want God, right? So put it this way, I always say, if you say heaven's good, hell is bad, who wants heaven? Who's going to say they don't want heaven? Everyone wants heaven, right? But that's not true, because people still don't choose heaven because they don't want Jesus Christ. So heaven's a place where Jesus exists, and we get God fully. We have a measure of His joy here, but in heaven we get Him in full. That's what we get God. Because God resides perfectly in heaven, good things are also there. There's no sickness, there's no pain, there's no torment. No, we live forever because God lives there, not the other way around. Hell isn't a place that you go if you've been naughty. It's a place where God removes himself, and we can divide this quote-unquote fully. So heaven then isn't a place where you go if you go to Cambodia and you lay your life down. Heaven's a place you go when you believe in Jesus Christ. Believing in Jesus Christ shows you want him. Heaven is when you get him in full. So heaven is ultimately the greatest reward we get. That's why we read Psalm 73:25. The greatest reward we get in heaven is him. Is him. And if he's everything we get in heaven, then hell is simply a place where we don't have him whatsoever. It's a place when we die. The Bible says one die, and then it's appointed for man to die once and then face judgment. Once we are judged, we don't have Jesus Christ, we don't believe in him, and our lives don't exemplify him. We get cast down. We don't believe him. We get cast down to hell, and forever we dwell there in eternity. Now, as to what hell looks like, I'll leave that to the scholars to argue about, because some people argue whether it's fire. But what you must understand is it's a place where there's no God. And the very nature of that should terrify you. It should be like, I don't want to be in such a place. That fear is called holy fear. It's called fear of the Lord. It's not the fear that coerces. It's fear of there's that reverential fear. There's a place without God. I'm thinking, I couldn't be there. So I don't know if that kind of helps. But that's like the clarification I always make between heaven and hell. So hell is that place where God does not exist. And hell and heaven, just so we're aware, because people go, I just want to go to heaven. If you don't love God, what are you doing in heaven? Play tennis? It's a place who love God. People who accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. That's what heaven's for. Right? So heaven is that place for those who love God. Hence why our job on this earth is to preach the gospel such that people would know him, would love him, and thus would look forward to heaven. If you're a Christian and you're looking forward to heaven, there's a question to be asked there. And it's okay.
So you said, like, as Christians, we should look after the world and stuff of this world and, like, desiring things, you know, like, as worldly. But in terms of, is it okay then for Christians to desire things such as, like, when I get older, I want this house or this certain way? So when you said something, what you said, but kind of resonated with me, because I have a habit of when I walk down the street, I just analyse people's houses and how I want my house to be like that. I don't know if it's that desiring worldly stuff and the stuff of this world, you know what I mean? And to what extent is that?
Yeah, I got you. The best way I can think about to ask you a question is, if your joy is attached to you getting a house, then it's a problematic desire to have. So if you're thinking, until I have that house, I haven't quote unquote arrived, there's a problem there. So I'm the same. I used to desire, transparency, I guess. I used to desire, like, just like you in some senses, like, I just like stuff, like laptops and like just fancy things. It's like, and I used to desire it. And when I find myself not happy in myself, I'm not satisfied, I'm not full, I'm thinking something's missing in my life. When I have that feeling, there's an issue there for me. And that's when it becomes dangerous. There's nothing wrong with going, oh, we have to have like an upgrade. You can't go, stop, I don't want to upgrade, I'm fine with this. Of course, I'm not saying never into to better yourself. The issue is when your joy is attached to something. So if you ask yourself, if I ask you a question, if I had this in my life, I would be happy. Whatever you fill that thing with, that's your pride of life. So we use the example all the time. The guys always, when they hit certain age, go, oh my God, by the time he's getting flat, six-pack, that's what will bring me joy. And then they chase the gym, they have the six-pack, does it bring them joy? No, it's still empty. Married couples, they've been married for a while, it's getting a bit rocky, let's have a child, that'll bring us joy. They have the child, does it bring them joy? No. Because your joy can't be attached to these things, your joy comes from God, he fills you. The moment you believe, he fills you, and he teaches you that you're full as you live your life in him, right? But that desire to want things, there's nothing wrong with that. The issue is when your joy is attached to such a desire. That's when your whole life starts becomes just driven to achieve that very one thing. Of that answer. So if you love architecture, that's not a bad thing to love. Let's say if you look at it, this is nice. Oh, I like. That's nothing wrong with that. But if you feel empty and you feel like somehow that architecture will give you something that you don't have right now, there's a problem there. Amen. Yeah.
So you mentioned the scripture in First Corinthians where it says, whatever you do or eat or drink, do all to the glory of God. And my understanding of do is that it actually requires us to do something. So how can we practically do every single thing in a way that glorifies God? Because as you mentioned, with eating or drinking, whether you believe in God, whether you're a Christian or not, you do those things. How can we practically or consciously do all these things to the glory of God?
I think I spoke about it briefly, but I didn't really dwell on it too much. I said that do anything, they just do it, and it feels good, right? For the moment, it ends there. It ends at a pleasure level. They eat, it feels good, it fills my belly, and they're done, and that's it. But for you who is a believer, who loves God, who ultimately your thought process is always end at God, when you eat and it fills your belly, that fullness you have is a measure compared to what you get in Jesus Christ.